it's good to have something that's soft enough that you're not standing on concrete. Because you stand on concrete for a long time.
It hurts, yeah.
It hurts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I've been building the shop the way it is, because for the time we've been in, the 18 years we've been in the house, I would, in the wintertime, I'd go do a project and I'd be only in it for a short time, standing on a concrete floor.
Yeah.
And you can't get comfortable anyway for very long to do anything. And so that was one of the major reasons for going through it. And we insulated our floor and
That's fantastic.
I heavily insulated it, and I put two layers of wood over that. And one another thing, it was a safety issue. I was thinking about laminate, but laminate, once you start getting dust on it, it's going to be very slippery, so we decided to get away from that.
I think the anti-slip paint is
Yeah.
usually a pretty good way to go on something like that. Steve, you have a question?
Yeah, my floor is all done with big 2 foot by 2 foot rubber squares. Anything falls, it doesn't break.
Oh,
I can
those
still move
like
stuff
child
on, it's not too heavy.
Is there, so it's just rubber squares?
Squares like this, they interlock, the whole floor where I work.
And is your shop mobile?
Nope.
Oh, so it's all fixed?
Basically, most of it is, if there's something like a skill saw or something I gotta move around.
Yeah.
Or scroll saw, it's on wheels, I just pull right straight in, we run a rail in.
Very good. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I got, I put a laminate floor in mine, probably 15 years ago, and it's a garage outside. The only heat I have is I stole a pipe off the furnace, and I ran it through the wall, and it's
You're
been
okay?
fine. Yeah, I lined all my workbenches with the laminate as well, because glue doesn't stick to them.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Like it
You
on.
don't find it slippery though when you're?
When I get a lot of sawdust, I got a broom.
Yeah. That's your dust collection system.
I have a dust collection system in it, but right now I don't have the power to run it.
Yeah. When?
Two things I would recommend is a microwave and a beer fridge.
Here.
But never have beer if they're using that water in it.
All
But it's
right.
a good idea to have a microwave, so it's like, sometimes I find, like, mine is pretty good, nothing freezes in it, so, but the odd time you get the grill glue, you need to soften it up, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
If you're in the design phase and you have the availability of power in your panel, it's good to run a few 220 outlets.
Yeah.
For
Absolutely.
a lot of the equipment that you can run 220.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
You mentioned using plywood. OSB is probably the cheaper route to go.
Yeah. OSB.
Yeah, OSB 4 feet up all the way around. That's what I've done. And the top 4 feet I've pegboard and painted it all white.
Excellent. I like that.
That's OSB.
Rob, sorry,
It's
just,
like a chip.
Oriented strand board.
just make sure you guys, no matter where you're in your shop, make sure you have a cell phone or a phone that's accessible. You know, God forbid something happened, you have some kind of communication. Because, you know, if you ever have an accident,
Yeah, that's a great point, man. That's part of the safety equipment. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Should have a metal container for your bar soles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you got a
fire
separate
proof
place, maybe put a bolt and you won't put a vent on it too.
Okay.
If you can do it that way.
Some people put everything in fireproof cabinets. They keep all their aerosols and finishes
Yeah.
and stuff in fireproof cabinets.
Yeah. Again, more points for Gordon when he's building that. So once you've got everything done, you want to start loading your shop. So again, put in your fixed base units, get that set, get your cabinets all set, and then load in your secondary equipment, like your chop saws, like your smaller pieces, your smaller drill presses and whatnot. You know what they are. So load in the remainder of your equipment, utilize the shop space, and determine, again, which ones will be portable versus which ones are going to be fixed base. Now, I had sent out an email just asking for some shop photos of everyone's shops at home, and unfortunately we didn't get a lot, but I managed to grab some stuff on the internet, and these are just some images of guys that have home workshops, and you can see some of them are very extensive. They've got tons of space, they've got elaborate systems, and others are very basic, where in this case he's got just a couple of small pieces of equipment to work with. So everything is going to be relative to your own situation and whether or not you have the space available and how do you best utilize it. Again, whether you're shared or not, whether it's dedicated, and you have that ability to do your own thing. But if there's an opportunity for folks, you guys have some great suggestions here, to take some images of your own shops, Dick especially, because yours is probably the smallest one here.
All by 24.
Yeah, inches. It would be good for all of us to see it. It's just, it's great to see everyone shop. I'll take some images of mine as well now that I got my DC up and running. And then once you get your projects, your shop's all set, start laying out your projects. Keep a list of what you want to do. I know my wife and my daughter keep throwing stuff at me, but it's good to have a list to work from and you start to knock them off one by one. So that's what I've got, guys, and thank you to everyone that contributed, and yes, sir.
A couple of other things, Rob, that I think is important in your workshop is labeling.
Okay.
Label everything. And for insurance, you should have pictures of that, of everything you got.
It's a good point, Rick.
Rob,
Yeah, surge protection.
Surge protection.
Surge protection is a big one.
Okay.
I got one final one, Rob.
Yes.
A lot of the spaces that we have for shops may not have windows. You'll obviously have a door, but you'll keep that closed, especially in the winter. Ventilation is going to be difficult. If you're going to be in there with high volatile content things like varnishes or anything that's not a water-based, but it's oil-based stuff, you're going to get a lot of strong odors. Even some of the glues we use will have strong odors, or painting, or whatever you're doing in there. What I did in my shop, which is half of a one-car garage, you can't get much smaller than that, but I put a bathroom exhaust fan in the wall that faces what's left of the garage.
Yeah.
And but I also put a duct on the outside of that goes external, so it doesn't just blow the exhaust, whatever fumes I have in there out to the garage part. It exhausts it right outdoors, and it just helps keep the odor level down.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob, I'm like the other guys, I guess, got a single car garage, but mine's high, so I put double lofts in, I can store my wood that I don't use. I store all my wood out there now. I used to put it at the side and then, you know.
You're taking advantage of the space.
It's not a dedicated area where I can put all my 2x, it's, you know, waste you get, you don't want.
Yeah, well, that's a valid point, though.
And I use that for my storage a lot.
Yeah. Wayne?
Yeah, it's just, dust is a real issue. I'm not fortunate to have some of the equipment they have here. But what I do have is, because it's a car garage, I open up the front car door, I open up the back door, I start up my leaf blower, and I dust,
I like that.
and it works.
Hopefully we're in a mask when the doors are closed, though. Please tell me you are. All right. Yes, sir.
I have a 4x8 table on coasters that I like, because whenever I use the roller table, I only have a small press, a drill press.
Okay.
I can move it on the table, and whenever I'm not using the table, I can move it up.
You roll it right.
Against the wall, and it doesn't interfere with the space. I find it quite handy.
Great, yeah, another great suggestion as well, using outfits. Guys, hold on a second.
Yeah, one thing I've used as a mobile shop is an old barbecue.
Oh.
Okay, so you have an old barbecue, it's nice big wheels on one end, maybe two small ones on the other end, and you strip it down to the frame, and then from the frame you build a nice table. I got one with my drill press on it. It just works great. You got a drawer, put up a drawer on the side of the door.
All right, I'm now convinced. I'd like to see photos from everybody, because everyone has great suggestions, and we're going to build out a resource on the internet for ourselves. One other point before I finish off here, because we're getting late. Sam did send me some information from Craig, and they have a bunch of points on here as well that I'll get Wayne to put this on the internet as well. It's a good little read on setting up the shop as well. And there are points that I take from here and I put into the presentation. So again, the presentation will be available online, and if you guys need it for a resource, we can go back to it any time on the forum. But again, please send in photos, because I think it's a good topic. Sam had some photos that I think would be appropriate for the dust collection portion, but I think we'll show those as well. But again, let's see some photos, and let's see what you guys are doing for space optimization, and let's kind of get some.